And so it came to pass at last, December 24th. Now, as these tales are wont to do, we'll shift our focus north. His sleigh was packed, his reindeer fed, but Santa Claus remained in bed. To elves he gave apologies.
I'd like to pass out gifts, oh geez, but as you know, the rules are stern as far as our big night's concerned. Christmas is the 25th, there's just no circumventing it.
He pointed to a calendar, crumpled on the floor.
Just take a look,
he croaked and choked.
I cannot say no more.
They picked it up as Santa bid, and on December's monthly grid, not a thing at all there twixt 24 and 26.
A tragedy! A travesty!
The elves all cried,
How could this be? If there's no Christmas Day on here,
I guess we'll have to skip this year.
Oh no!
Their bearded boss, he dabbed his eyes, and turned and tossed and said,
You guys, I'm loath to even think this thought. This holiday's the one that's not. So pack the presents up and pray that next year we can fly the sleigh. Take the night off, hit the hay. Tomorrow's just another day.
And all around the world that eve were children who could not conceive the day that they were waiting for. It wasn't coming anymore. Many miles away that night, working late and feeling slightly agitated, to be frank, was a fellow we'll call Hank. Now Hank held no rank, or at least his stank, at a worldwide printing company of books and cards and calendars, Brump and Fiscal Printing, LLC. See, he'd been asked to come in late and field the never-ending spate of phone calls from the freaked-out masses asking back their lost Christmases. A simple misprint was to blame, just a typo. All the same, it seemed impossible to think the world all thought Noel extinct. He'd never get to go home now. Poor Hank rubbed his mouth and brow and left the phone off of the hook. That moment's peace was all it took. Whoosh! The lights all flickered out. He wondered, what's this all about? He looked around to scan the scene, and floating o'er the fax machine, there swayed a ghastly ghoul in green, such a sight he'd never seen. A specter in a pork pie hat and pinstripe pants, and oh so fat. Hank hadn't had a chance to scream before he heard the awful thing, positively cheering, odd enough. The phantom clapped and whistled like a girlfriend at an open mic. Hank stood up to face it, which was tough.
Who are you, spirit?
Asked our man. The ghost let up to lift a hand.
You may not know my name,
said he,
but I assure you, you know me. I will digress to name my post. Good evening, sir, I am the ghost of Christmases that never were.
He tipped his hat.
I thank you, sir. My brothers, they get all the fame, but thanks to you, I'll have the same. By nixing this year's celebration, your printing firm breeds devastation, but also strength and clout for me. If Christmas doesn't happen, see, my power and dominion grow. This is my year, my time. Oh, those future, past, and present ghosts have nothing about which to boast this year. Without a 25th, I can at last expand my myth.
Well, all this talk of Christmas dead and buried filled our Hank with dread. The spirit of void holidays, he spotted on Hank's face malaise, and grew defensive on the quick.
Does my success afflict you sick? Good sir, if you're not on my team, if you don't wish to see my dream come true, then you, sir, I name foe. Now then, shall we go toe to toe?
The ghost assumed a fighting stance and stretched his arms and hitched his pants.
You want a little piece of me?
He snarled.
Well, that arranged can be. We'll see how you like it, boy, when I confront you with the joys you never had and never knew.
He laughed and set his hat askew, and lifelike visions swirled about the room, and that's when Hank cried out. The images the ghost had wrought felt so familiar, yet so not. He saw his younger self and Dad sled down a hill, although he had no memory of such a day. He'd never even owned a sleigh. He saw his family board a plane to spend their holiday in Spain, but Hank had never crossed the border. And next he saw, I quote, in order, the dog he'd asked for every year, the one he never got. A sister that he didn't have was hugging him a lot. And on it went like this, these glimpses at would-be Christmas. The ghost beside himself said,
"Aw, remember your great-great-grandma? Well, there she is, why, just last year, as though she'd never gone. How dear."
But now poor Hank had seen enough. He gave aloud a proud rebuff.
I know what you're playing at, you dirty, rotten ghoul. You think in showing all of that you'll make of me a fool? Well, maybe I missed out a bit. Those Christmases looked good. But I would not consider it if you asked if I would trade a moment of my life for things that never were. Days spent with my mom, dad, wife, my kids, or my hamster. Each day's a gift. I'd not relent. You hold no power here. Begone, foul thing, you ding-a-ling, and don't come back next year.
As if the words he spoke were charmed, the ghost was suddenly disarmed. His visions dissipated fast. He vanished quick, was gone at last. And in the space where he had been, a rip in the continuum of space and time, but so sublime, was fate to tear the whole in such a way to open, hey, a door to the North Pole. His intuition sensing this, our hero stepped on through, and on arrival met some elves who asked him,
Who are you?
I'm but a modest copy boy.
Said Hank and flashed ID.
I help make calendars for Brump and Fiscal, LLC.
The elves, they went hysterical.
We're saved! This is a miracle!
You're just the man we're looking for.
The big ones shoved him through the door, and that's when he came face to face with jolly old St. Nicholas. But not so jolly now was Kringle, who only said,
Look, not a thing'll change the sad fact of this night. I cannot fly, there'll be no flight. The day for cheer and giving, it disappeared somehow. Sure as I'm here and living, there's not a Christmas now.
Our hero, he spoke not a word, just walked up to the wall, where hung a calendar you've heard, and didn't even stall. And from his pocket drew a pen, and though it sounds contrived, he scribbled 'neath the 24 a little 25. Santa Claus gave hefty paws, a-scratchin' at his fuzz, but soon he crowed and ho-ho-hoed and shouted,
There it was. Christmas Day, it wasn't gone. Why, it's just been here all along. What a foolish oaf I've been.
He chuckled, chortled, gave a grin. He hopped into his big toboggan, smiled at Hank, and tapped his noggin. He took flight led by antlered beasts, and left Hank there alone.
At least
Our hero thought,
that's done. Tomorrow should be pretty fun. My family, they wait for me, and together we'll make memories. We may not have a mansion or the dough to fly to Europe, but we'll make do with love and all that other schmaltzy syrup.
a lesson learned for Hank. Nice thoughts. Perhaps we too now know 'em. But one thing left to figure out, just how now to get home.